Alright, here it is. 14 Minesweeper Variants. That is what this game is called. Okay, so because of the new content update, I figured this would be a good time to try out the new mode that they added, the Ultimate mode, which not only does it not allow you to guess, but it will also not allow you to collect any new information until after you have concluded everything that you were able to conclude from the information you have right now. So, at least that's what this sounds like. And there are some extra options. I'm gonna choose these two. Yeah, I guess the plus A is not really applicable when you have the plus exclamation point. And I think I'm gonna keep the total number of mines hidden because that way it should be slightly easier. Because I wouldn't want to do that in the early stage, as it says. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so a little bit about this game, I suppose. If I go back to my old save file, which I had here, which was much more complete than this, but they added this new mode that I have not yet, fully perfected. And so there's all of this extra stuff that is no longer here. But I have done double exclamation point, one level in each. So to showcase how expert mode works, at the very least, okay. So, alright, so here's, how should I do this? Okay. Anytime I click a cell like this, and there's only like one square next to it that can possibly have a mine, and two spots that need a mine, and so on, it will automatically fill that in if there's like no other combination. But if I click somewhere like randomly, it will say, oh, you clicked a mine, and you can restart. Okay. Let's see. And this is either you marked a wrong mine is also a thing. So you see that if I try to say that's safe, it'll say I lost, and if I try to say it's a mine, it'll say I lost. And that is because I do not have enough information to be able to conclude logically which one that it is. I cannot say that it's either one. Okay, so this already looks like very complicated. I'm not sure what I can deduce. This is kind of difficult. Alright, so we go into drawing mode and try to figure out what's going on. So I know there has to be one mine because of this 2, right? In that space, there has to be one mine in this area that I marked, because this 2 already has one mine and it needs to have 2 next to it. And so in these remaining 2 spaces, there has to be 1. And therefore, this 4 right here has already 2 mines next to it within these 3 squares. So these 3 squares have to have 2 mines in them, right? And therefore, because of this 4, there can only be 2 mines in these 2 spots. But because of this, I see. Okay. So because of this 1, there has to be exactly 1 mine here. Because of the other reasoning that I did earlier, there must be exactly 2 mines in here. And because of the fact that I know this 4 needs 1 more mine, and it can only go in one of these 2 squares, that means this 1 has to have a mine next to it from those 2 squares, which means these 3 right here must be safe. Okay. This gives me a mine here. Similarly, because I know there has to be a mine in one of these 2 squares because of this 1, I know that there cannot be a second mine in here for this 2, because if there was, then neither of these could be mines, and then this 1 wouldn't have a mine next to it, so it would not work. Okay. Wow, this 4 just has nothing next to it and 4 empty spaces, so they're all mines. That solves this 2, and therefore that 4, that means this is not a mine, that is, okay. So we've got it. Alright. So we can look at this board right here, we can see where all these mines are, and where all the safe spaces are. Like if I hit restart and try to click, this was a mine when it was completed, but I lose if I try to click it because of expert mode. And the way it works is I'm going to create an arrangement of mines that would satisfy all of the clues that exist currently with the information that you're given. So based on the information that I have right now, based on the clues that are on the board, I cannot safely conclude that that is a mine. Yeah, even though in the final puzzle, it actually is one. Okay, so that's expert mode. That's how that works. All right. So now I'm going to go to ultimate mode, which is an even bigger challenge than that. And I started a new save file because that would be interesting. And so this is how I'm going to do things. Right, they give me like the little... Wait, is it just plus F, or does it also have plus exclamation point? Oh, it explains... Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. What did I mark? I marked plus F and plus exclamation point. Okay, yeah. Okay. So this has each clue represents a number of minus the salary cells. Some numbers can be hidden and replaced by a question mark. So sometimes that's just like you don't know how many mines are next to it. In each level, press the left mouse button on an empty tile for sure it's not a mine. Press the right mouse button if you're sure it is a mine. All puzzles can be solved without guessing. If you get stuck, you can click the light bulb for a hint. Yeah. So in this case, what it's saying is, okay, because this 4 needs to have 4 mines next to it, these 3, and also because of this 1, like there can only be 1 mine in these 4 squares here, but since this needs a total of 4 squares, that means all 3 of these have to be mines, and furthermore, if one of these is a mine down here, then it would stop any of these from being a mine, and then this 4 would not be able to have 4 mines next to it, and so it would violate the conditions. So you can say that these 3 are mines, and these 3 are not, based on just that 1 and that 4, is what this is saying, and that is what the hint is kind of telling you here. Like, based on these 2 clues, you're able to conclude what these squares should be, just based on that information. Okay. I guess it wasn't actually explaining ultimate mode, and I thought it would be, but alright. So, this is what it gives me to start. Okay. And it doesn't tell me how many mines are remaining, because it's start out. It also doesn't tell me how many I can conclude, and so I have to spend a lot of time proving that there are no more things that I can deduce based on this information. Alright, so first of all... Oh, what? Oh, okay, it's drawing mode tutorial. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So first of all, what I notice is that this 3 has 4 squares available next to it, but there's a 1 in range of these 2 squares. So that means currently that there can only be 1 mine in here, so in order for this to have 3, I need both of these to be a mine. Okay, so these need to both be mines, and that means this 2 reveals that. And now the thing about ultimate mode is this is the star here, meaning it's not going to tell me what this is. Like, that is hidden to me for now. I also can conclude that this cannot be a mine, because if it was, then neither of these 2 could be, and in such an event, this 3 would not have enough mines next to it. So that is also safe. Okay. Now the question is, am I able to deduce anything else from this position? Can I prove that there is no other safe squares, or I mean, there's no other, yeah, safe squares or mines that can be marked definitively? So this 5 right here, there will be a 3rd mine here. It needs 2 out of these 3, but it doesn't really matter which, and furthermore, like, there's no, I don't see any way any of this could influence anything else. So I should be good right now, which means what I need to do is click the hint button. It will now reveal the stars for what they are. And now I have more information, and from this I can deduce more things. Okay, so what this 3 tells me is that I need 1 more mine with this 3, because I already have 2, and I need 1 more, and it has to be in one of those 2 squares. But because that means this 1 will have 1 next to it, it means none of these 3 can be. Okay. And then is there anything I can conclude from this 2? I don't think there is, because I know there needs to be 1 mine here, and that then there needs to be 1 mine in those 2, but I don't know which of the 2 it is. Furthermore, I don't know which of the 2 those are, and I don't know which 2 of those 3 that is. So based on this, I should be good. I need to reveal more information. Okay. That gives me that for free. This cannot be a mine, is what this is telling me. Because if it were, this 3 would have 3 mines, and therefore neither of these could be. So, like, if I assume that this is a mine, which I will mark with an X, and then I will put a slash on the bottom right corner of the cell to denote that is my assumption under this, like, hypothetical scenario. In this case, this 3 would have all 3 mines next to it, and therefore it cannot have any more next to it. But now, since these 2 are safe, which I mark as O's in my hypothetical scenarios, this 1 doesn't have any mines next to it, and all the squares are, like, safe. And so that is a contradiction that violates the thing, you know, it violates the rules. And so this assumption leads to a contradiction, and therefore that assumption must be false, and therefore this is safe. Now, because of this 5, I know there's only one more mine here, and it needs 2 more in these 2 squares. So these are both mines because of the 5. That means that's safe because of that 3. That also means that this is safe because this 2 has 1 mine next to it, and this 1 will give 1 more mine next to it, and therefore that cannot be. Okay. Mine count is still hidden, and so I cannot conclude any more, I think, and I need to go to the next step. All right. Oh boy. Okay. So I should somehow be able to conclude something. My mine count is still hidden. I need... Ah, okay, I see. So this 5 has 4 mines next to it, and it needs 1 more in one of these 2 squares, right? But if one of those 2 squares is a mine, then this 2 will have 2 mines next to it, and therefore this right here cannot be. And so this must be safe, and it is. Okay. Now, I don't think I can conclude anything else. My mine count is still hidden, so I need that information. Oh, did I get destroyed? Hold on. Oh, it told me the mine count. Okay, and that is the deduction which gets this. Okay. Yeah, it told me the mine count. There's 10 mines now. Okay. So there are 5 remaining squares. 4 of them are mines. And I know this 5 can only have 1 more mine next to it. So the safe square has to be one of the 2 that are 5, or next to the 5. Therefore, these 3 are all mines. Therefore, that is that, and that's a mine. There we go. Perfect clear. All right. That's step 1. All right. We have unlocked a variant. 2 variants, maybe? Quad and multiple, perhaps. Okay. So now we go to quad. Yeah, I'm just going to try to unlock as much as possible. I have to do clear 5 levels of any quad to unlock connected. So I'll perfect 3 levels of 5x5 to unlock 6x6, and then, yeah, all right. So every area has to have at least 1 mine in it. So if there's ever a place where there are no mines in a 4x4 or a 2x2 area, like a square of 4 cells, that violates the rules, and so that would result in a contradiction, and I can use this to reason things. Okay. Now, this one, if there's a mine here, then none of these could be mines. This creates a 4x4 cell that does not have a mine in it, thereby violating the quad condition, thereby being a contradiction. So the mine cannot be here. For similar reasons, there cannot be one here, and there also cannot be one in either of these 2, because it would create a 4x4, a 2x2 there. And so the only place that isn't a mine, or the only place that wouldn't result in a contradiction by placing a mine, would be this, and that gives me that information. Okay. Now the question is, can I conclude anything else on this board? Let's see. None of placing these as mines would result in any contradictions, as far as I can tell. All I know is one of these has to be a mine, but like 3 out of these 4 have to be a mine, and so that's guaranteed to have one at least. Yeah, I think I cannot conclude anything, and I need to move on. Okay. All right, so because of this 2 already has 1 mine next to it, one of these 2 squares is a mine, and exactly one of those 2 squares is a mine. And therefore it cannot be both, and since this needs 3, I need both of these to be mines for this to make the 3rd one. So I know these are both mines. Furthermore, now, with this 3 here, it has 2 next to it already, but there's going to be 1 more because of the 2 that I mentioned earlier, so that means neither of these can be mines. And I think, once again, this is all the information that I can conclude in this situation. Yeah, because I don't know which of these 2 it is. And, yeah, like, which one of these 3 is the one that isn't a mine is also not known to me. So, okay. Now, with this 4, there are 4 spaces next to it, one of which is already a mine. So it needs 3 out of these 4 spaces, but this 1 says that only one of these 2 can be, therefore both of these have to be, and that one cannot be. Furthermore, no, I think that's it, actually. Let's see, this 5, it needs 2 out of these 3, but I don't know if that's a mine or not, so I can't tell anything about this, and it's possible that one of these could be not a mine, and so, new information. Okay, that gives me this, obviously, because if it was, then it would kill that 1, basically. I don't think anything else can be done, so I have to take that information. That tells me 4, which means all of these are, which has a cascading effect to get all that stuff. I don't know the remaining mine count, so if I don't know if that last square was a mine or not, it will tell me that there's 0 remaining, and so there we go. Got it. Perfect clear. Next. Okay, because of this 2 and 3 together, there has to be 2 mines within these 4 squares, but this 3 has only 1 mine that is not within those 4 squares, so 2 plus 1 is 3, so that has to be a mine. Furthermore, this 4, only one of those 4 can be not a mine. I also need to consider that quad is a thing. Oh yeah, because these 3 are not mines. If this isn't a mine, that would create a 4x4 area without any mines in it, so that has to be a mine because of quad. Now, if we look, this 3 has already 2 next to it, so any 1 more would eliminate the possibility of the rest of them. So hypothetically, if that were a mine, that would force these 3 to not be mines. That would create a 2x2 area in which there are no mines, violating quad. Therefore, this is not a mine. Okay. I also know that like one of these 2 has to be a mine and one of those 2 has to be a mine, because if both of these were mines, then neither of these could be, and that would make a 4x4 or a 2x2 area without a mine, which would violate quad. But I don't think I can gain any. I can't really do anything with that right now. So I think this is all I have. So it needs to tell me what that square is. What? I'm so stupid. Okay, you're right. This question mark, like, I missed the fact that this 2x2 grid also would be empty if that weren't a mine. So there we go. And that means this isn't, because if it was, it would kill that. And so now that is what we have. Okay. It tells me that's a mine. That tells me neither of those are. That tells me that is. Here we go. Yeah, I have like literally nothing at this point, not even the mine count. So I'm probably good to move on here. Oh, this already has 2 next to it. If this is a mine, it would make a 4x4 or 2x2 here, so that cannot be a mine. And I think that's it. Yes, okay. Similar reasons, if this is a mine here, it would kill those, making a 4x4 grid. 2x2 grid with area of 4, whatever. Okay. But I think now I can't do any more. Alright. Mine count has been revealed as well, in addition to that. Okay. So, now is where I need to use that reasoning. So let's say this is a mine. Then this would be not a mine. And then I need to fit 3 mines in these remaining 4 squares. The only way to do that would be this. Because if this were a mine, the 3 would kill that square and the 4 would kill that square. Which, well, okay. So that means, like, if I say that's a mine, then these die because of the 3 and the 4. That forces this to be a mine, and then, yeah, I cannot fit 4 mines on this board with that, so this is safe. Okay. Next. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else I can conclude? Okay, this is a mine. Let's see. One of these 2 has to be a mine. There are 3 left? Oh, yeah, no. This is it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. Once again, same reasoning as before. That's also, yeah, okay. That's just like the beginning of last time, what I did there. Oh, and that also, okay, like, alright. Yeah, alright. Yep, okay. Because obviously, like, only one of these can be a mine. This needs 4 next to it, so of course that has to be a mine. Otherwise, there wouldn't be enough, like, spaces to put mines in for that. Now we get a 4x4 grid if this were a mine, and so that's dead. Anything else? I don't think so. Move on. Here, here. Mine count still not revealed. I don't think I can get anything else. Oh, mine count was revealed. Okay, here we go. Because of quad, one of these two needs to be, and because of the one and quad, technically, one of those two needs to be, and therefore all the mines are accounted for if I look at those two regions, so that is safe. But beyond that, I don't have any other information, so I need to know what that is. It's a 3, so both of these are mines, and there we go. Okay. We have 6x6 for quad now. But let's do multiple. This is a different variant where now... Oh yeah, I guess, mention that, like, okay, the rules on the left side, there are rules about where mines are able to be placed. So in this case, like, the rule was, like, mines cannot be placed in such a way that there's any empty 2x2 area, right? With this one, this changes the way that the clues operate. Here, the squares are colored gray and black, or light and dark, perhaps. And the light squares are worth twice as much in terms of the clues. So, like with this 6, because it has 3 light squares next to it, each is worth 2. And so 2 times 3 is 6, so that clue would be, you know, that's enough mines for that clue. For this one, 3 black squares is 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3, and that adds up. With the 7, 3 lights and 1 dark make 2 times 3 plus 1, which is 7. Okay. Alright, so this 4, if this is not a mine, then there aren't enough spaces to add up to 4, so this has to be a mine. And that means that this 3, if this were a mine, it would count as another 2, which would make this have 4 mines next to it, or 4 mine effectiveness next to it, or whatever. So neither of those light squares can be mines. I know one of these dark squares must be, I know 2 of these 3 dark squares must be, but I don't have any other information than that, so I need new information. This 5, what does this tell me? It already has 2 next to it. There are 3 options here, but both of these can't be, and therefore... wait, it can't be both of these, because that would violate the 3, specifically. So the options are have like 3 dark squares and 1 light square. I mean 3 dark squares and this 1 light square, which would make 5. Or 2 dark squares and 1 light square, which would... Nope, oh my gosh. 2 light squares and 1 dark squares, which would make 5. Okay. But I know one of these dark squares has to be, and it can't be both, so it's not possible for all 3 dark squares to be mines. And therefore this must be a mine. And now it has 4 next to it, and this 3 would make 1 more to make 5, and therefore this cannot be. And that is all I have, I think, and new information. Okay. So I know one of these has to be, so this can't be, because this would make 4 next to this 4, and therefore neither of those dark squares would be, but that would violate the 3, and so that cannot be. Any other information? I know that exactly one of these 2 has to be, exactly one of these 2 has to be, exactly 2 of those 3 have to be, but I don't know which of any of them are. They don't seem to have any other relations between them, so new information. Okay, no light squares next to the 3 because of the fact that this is a... Like, this already has 2, I can't have 2 more come into it. Furthermore, there has to be one of these 2 because of this 4, and therefore this cannot be either. And I think that's all I have. Okay. That forces this, which gives me that out, which gives me that. I don't think I can do anything else. No, certainly not. I don't have the mine count, so... Okay, here we go. That gives me that, which gives me both of those, which gives me that. Okay. Don't think there's anything else I can do without the mine count. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so because of this 4, these 4 cells need to contain a total of 4 effective mines, therefore there's only 1 left to go in these remaining 3, but this would give me 2 effective mines, which would overload the 5, basically, and so it cannot be. Because of this 1, it can't have any 2s next to it, so those are both out. And that's all I can conclude, I'm pretty sure. Okay. This 3. Only one, it can't be all 3 blacks, right? So it has to be 1 gray and 1 black. If this has that, that means that it cannot be both of these squares, which means both of these have to be mines. Because it can only be one of these two, because if it were both, this 5 would have too many next to it. Okay. This, I know one of these has to be, and one of these has to be. That would fill the 5 already, so neither of those can be. This, there could be one here because that one could have one there. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Alright, okay, this 4 already has 2 next to it, but I know there will be one more because of these dark squares, which means this cannot be. That means this 2 is just covered. That 4 is now there. That means this can't be because of the fact that this 3 needs one next to it, which will automatically give enough to do that 1, so that would be too many next to the 1 if that was not it. Furthermore, there now cannot be 3 blacks on the 7, which means it needs 3 grays in order to make a total of 7. Like, I can do 6 plus 1, I can't do 4 plus 3 because there's no 3 there, and that gives me that information as well. And now I think I'm stuck, right? It should be. Okay. Here, there, there, and I'm stuck once again, right? There's like literally no information I have about these squares at all. And mine count, 2 left. Got it. Alright. Okay, so I know the mine count's 10. Yeah, so the mine count isn't like a variable or anything. It's always the same. It's just that if it's not revealed to me, then I cannot make deductions based on the information, and therefore there's less possible deductions that can be made, which makes it easier for me. Yeah. I don't have to work as hard to prove that there is nothing more that I can conclude from the current information, is what that is about. Okay. Alright, this 5... okay, so... this might be a bit fast, but, like, alright. So, if this is a mine, let's say, then this 2 is already done, right? That's 2 mines next to the 2, because it's on a gray square. So those are all out. So this 5 would only have enough space for 4 effective mines next to it, right? 2 blacks and 1 gray. But it needs to have 5, so that can't happen. And so for that reason, both of these squares result in contradictions, and so those cannot be. Alright. And I think that's it. Hold on. No. If this is not a mine, let's say, then there can only be 2 here, and then there can only be 2 here. That would make 4. So actually this needs to be a mine. Okay. That potentially could be a mine, because then it would make that a mine because of that 2. And then this 2 would have 1 next to it, but then the 5 could still be satisfied. So yeah, here we go. That's my new information. Alright, if this is a mine, then that cannot be... oh, okay. So this 4 can tell me that there are going to be 2 next to it because of the 2 here, right? This 2's available mine squares are a complete subset of this 4's available mine squares. So anything that's in here must have 2 in it, and this 4 would then need to have 2 in these remaining 2 squares. The only way to do that is for this to be a mine and that not to be a mine, okay? So now, this 3, it needs to have 3 mines next to it, obviously. The possibilities for that are like these 3, and that not a mine, right? Which would make this happen, obviously, right? So I guess the assumption for this hypothetical is that that is not a mine. That is what we'll go with. If I assume that, then all these 3 have to be in order for that 3 to have enough next to it. That gives the 2 enough already, so those can't be anymore, and then the 5 needs these 2 as well to have enough next to it. Furthermore, this can no longer be a mine because it would put this to 3, and so this needs to be a mine to have this have enough. That also, yeah, that is what would happen under that assumption. So what I'm going to do is mark all of the safe squares under this deduction in blue, and mark all of the mine squares under this deduction in red in the top left corner. And then I'm going to erase all the yellow and make the contrary assumption that instead that this is a mine. And in that case, none of these can be mines because of the 2 here. This also means, okay, I can't really conclude anything else other than that, I don't think, because I don't know which of these 2 would be a mine. Oh, actually, no, I conclude this isn't, because this 2 needs 2 next to it, and if that's 1, the only available options it has are 2s, which would put it over to 3. And that also means that that would have to be a mine in that instance. And it means one of these 2 is a mine and one of those 2 is a mine, but I don't know which of those pairs it is. Furthermore, yeah, okay, so the overlap I can get in this deduction is specifically like, okay, if I assume that this is not a mine, then, you know, all the current markings with the blues and the reds happen. But then if I assume it is a mine, all of the stuff that I have in yellow right now would apply. So whether I assume it is a mine or it isn't, which one of those 2 things has to be true, this is a mine in both hypothetical scenarios, so it must be a mine. And this is not a mine in both hypothetical scenarios, so it must not be a mine. Okay, and I think this is the extent of what I can conclude. Because under this scenario, I could say that that's a mine, and that that's a mine, and that that's not, and that that's not. That wouldn't affect anything, like that's not a contradiction, right? I can also say that that's a mine and that's a mine, and neither of these are, and that would also work. And so, and in these, like, we already have hypothetical scenarios in which that is a mine, and in a hypothetical scenario in which that's not. Same with, like, any time where my markings contradict what the yellow is, right? And I have literally no information on any of these squares. There's no clue next to them that could give me any information about them. And so I have nothing there, like not even mine count or anything. And so this should be all I can do. Okay. Okay, because of this 3, this thing's not a mine, because that already has 2 next to it. If I put 2 more, that would be too much, right? Okay. Furthermore... Oh, okay. In a situation where this is a mine, that would also be forced to be a mine, but that would put too many mines next to the 3. So I actually am in the situation where that's a mine, and we have, like, that scenario. Okay, and because that was empty, that's now a mine there. I don't know which of these 2 is a mine. That one has to be... This 2 says... Okay, because that's not a mine, if that was a mine, then the only square left would be that one, which would have 2, which would put it over, so, like, that needs to be a mine, and that can't be. And now I think that's all I can do. Should be. Okay, this is a 6. Does that tell me anything? Yes. Okay. Once again, I'm stuck. I have no clues next to these. And there we go. Okay, mine count. 0 left. Got him. Alright. Okay, 6x6 quad. I guess I'll go for about an hour, and then I can have this be the end of the episode. I might just turn this into a new Let's Play series or something. Yeah, bringing back the old Rumble Let's Plays, guys. But it's going to be like once a week that I do these, if even that. Like, if I'm busy on a weekend, I'm not going to be able to do this, but okay. We are now in quad. Okay, because of this 2 and the 5, these 3 have to be mines. Alright. Alright, because there has to be 2 within these 4, exactly, and then, well, if this 5 has only 2 and there are 3 squares left, it needs the rest of those 3 to make 5, okay. But now, because of the quad rule, this 4 has these 3 next to it, so it can only have 1 more. And that means if I put a mine in these 2 squares, it'll make, in one of those 2 squares, it will make this 2x2 area not have any mines in it, and if I put a mine in either of those 2 squares, it will make this 2x2 area not have any mines in it. Therefore, this is a mine, and none of those are. Okay. This 2, because if this is a mine, it would make both of these not mines, and that would make a 2x2 square. That's not a mine. Okay. Is there anything stupid that I'm missing? Like, there's already 3 squares revealed in a 2x2 area that the 4th one has to be a mine. No, I don't see any arrangement like that currently. And so we should be good. Alright, so that's a mine. This is a mine. Right, because the 3, this 2, only one of these 2 squares can be, so this square only has 1, this 3 only has 1 square left that could possibly be a mine, and it needs it to be a mine, to have the third mine, okay. Oh, yep, that just does that, because it had the right amount. Oh, that already had 4, okay. Yep. Yeah, that's all I can do. Okay. That. Okay, so because of these 3 being revealed, that has to be a mine. But I think that's all I got. Okay, okay. Should be all I have. Yeah, alright, okay. It's gonna tell me mine count now? No, it's not gonna tell me mine count. It's gonna tell me this. Okay. Now what? Okay. Now mine count. We're good. I wonder why the next level button is in red. Perfect. Ultimate perfect. Oh. The next level button would be in yellow if it's just regular perfect. They track ultimate separately from... Okay. So that means I could have done this like on my original save file, but no, it's fine. Okay. They track ultimate perfects separately from regular perfects. Okay, that's pretty cool. Alright. Okay, this is pretty funny. Alright. So, imagine this is not a mine, right? Then this 3 would need all of these 3 to be a mine in order for it to have enough mines next to it. But then this 2 would have all the mines that it can possibly have. And so none of these could be. And that creates a little 2x2 square there with no mines in it, thereby violating quad. And therefore this must be a mine, and so must that. Furthermore, we know this 2 has exactly 1 mine here because of the 3. And we also know, because of this little 2x2 square here, that 1 mine must be in there, which means 1 mine must be in one of these 2 squares. Which means we have 1 in these 2 and 1 in those 2. Well, that's 2 mines in this 2, so that means this one can't be. And I think that's all I can conclude. Looks that way. Next. This needs 5. Well, this will give it 2, so these 3 need to be. That means this can't be, because one of these has to be, and this can only have 2 next to it, so like, okay. And I think that's all I got. Ah! What? Oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Here, here, here. Next. Here, here, here. I know there must be 1 in here. That would make a 4th next to this, so these are both safe. Okay. I thought I just miscounted and thought like there was 1 more that needed to be here, but no, there wasn't. What else? This is safe. Yeah, next. Okay. This 4, okay, gives me that information. Alright. This 3 already has 2 next to it, so I can't have that or that be mines, because if they were, that would prevent either of those 2 squares from being a mine, which would make this 4x4, or 2x2 area not have any mines in it. But now I think that should be it. Okay, this is a 3. Okay. There are 2 mines next to it. That means it only has 1 left within these 5 squares. Oh, we've seen that arrangement before. It means that this has to be a mine, because if anything else is, it would make a little 2x2 square with no mines in it next to it. Okay, there we go. And now I have no information on anything. Wait, there could be quads. I have to look for that. I don't think there are any... Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, this situation, right, we need 1 in this little 2x2 square. This already has 2 next to it, so we can only have 1 more, which means that can't be. The 6, okay, it was already there. Don't have mine count yet. I mean, this, yeah, we're done. Okay, here. Literally no information left. Mine count is all that I can do. Mine count. There we go. I've done 5 quads, and so now I can do connected. Okay. New variant. So all the mines have to be in one single connected component. They can touch diagonally, but like there can't just be like a separate island of mines from any other mine. Like these 3 are not connected to these other ones, and so they would be a violation. So like these little isolated groups of mines would be violations. Okay. Okay, so if that isn't a mine, then this 3 only has 3 spaces next to it, forcing all these 3 to be. But that would have this mine to be isolated from the rest of the mines, because it would be blocked off by those. So this has to be a mine. Similarly, if this is a mine, then this would need to somehow connect to this guy here. The only way it can like get out of this is either this way or this way. So you'd have either a mine here, but then it already has 2, and this would block all of these off, and then this would be an isolated little island, and so it's impossible. But like, I can't conclude the same thing, because this could go this way to get out, and then it'd be here, they'd all be connected, all the clues would be happy, and like everyone's fine. So I think I'm done, and that's that. Alright. This tells me that neither of these two are, because it's 0, right? Can't have any mines next to it. And I think that's all I get. Okay, there we go. Alright, so if this was a mine, well, okay, if this isn't a mine, it just makes a dividing line between these mines and that mine, which breaks the connected, and so it must be a mine. And that means this 2 is done. And that should be it. Okay, we need one more, but this can't be, because then that wouldn't be, and then this would be isolated, so not mine, mine. Okay, this 3 and this 1 together, there has to be 1 here. This 3 needs 2 more next to it. It has 1 here, but it needs another 1 here in addition to that, but that means this 4 tells me that, you know, this can't be, because, yeah, okay, and that means that one is. This now needs to be connected to the main body, so it needs this square, because if it didn't, then there would be like a vertical line of safe squares dividing this from that. Everything is connected right now. I don't know if that is a mine or if that is. One of those two is. Either way, it's still connected. And I don't know the mine count, so I don't know if this is a mine or not. But this presumably will tell me that information in some fashion, along with mine count, potentially. I think it'll tell me mine count and that square, yeah. Okay, this needs 2 mines total, and we have this 4 and this 3. So if this is a mine, this 3 already has 3, so that can't be. And this 4 would already have 4, so that can't be. But then I only have 1 mine in the board, and I need 2. So that's not a mine, and the other 2 are. Wait, it said perfect clear. Was that an ultimate perfect? Yes, okay. Alright, yep, that happens. Okay. This is connected. The same thing with the 2. Like, that can't be, because, you know, if it... But, like, this can be, because I can get out this way and then go around like that to get to there. Okay, so, like, this is all I got. Again, it shows me a 0. Like, alright. Still, for the same reasons, like...
I turned the fridge down to 36,
this has to
okay?
be... This is a 1. Right. I think that's all I got. Yeah. Okay, this 1 means neither of those can be, therefore that is. Alright. Alright, because this needs 1 next to it. This 2 already has another 1 next to it. That'll make 2, and then 4. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, that gives me those informations. Let's see. Hypothetically, let's say that was a mine. Then this wouldn't... This can't be. Yeah, I could get to it by doing this. That doesn't have any more than 4 around there, so that's possible, yes. Then I think that's all I have. Okay, now this needs to be mine. And furthermore, that also has to be. Because if it wasn't, then both of those would have to be, but that would make a little island for this guy that's not connected. Okay. I think that's it. Other thing, yeah, I need mine count to go any farther. 3 left out of these 4. Okay. This 4. 1 of these 2 can't be, or they can't both be. If this one isn't, the other 3 would be forced to be because of the mine count. But then that would create a little island here. Porting. So this has to be a mine, that has to be a mine, and that has to be a mine. There we go. Okay, this 1 only has 1, this 3 needs 3, so these 2 are. Okay. That means this can't be. Because if it were... know, this mine here with that would make 2, and then these would be unmined. And then we have a little island for that guy that can't get out. So nobody there. I think that's it though. Ah, okay. That's all. Oh, wow. Let's see here. Okay, this already has 1 here. Alright, let's see. Okay. Hold on. No. So let's say this is a mine, hypothetically. Well, either of these, right? One of those two. Well, okay, this would be... Alright, this... Like, this has to get out, right? To get to these guys over here. And the only path it can go is through here. But this then would have 2 mines next to it, and that would kill all these, and then it would be trapped anyway. Furthermore, with this would have to get out as well. It can only go this way, but then it's trapped. So... And I think that means, like, same with that. So all 3 of these spots are dead. In addition to that, because of the connected. Now, this can still get out. Like that, for instance. And that would be like this, right? So that is fine. That satisfies all the clues. And I can see, yeah, I think I'm done. Okay, that tells me this has to be here. Now, that means this can't be. Because this has to get out. You can only do so either by this path or well, going this way or by going that way. So I could go around like this, or I could go around like this. But in either of those cases, I have to come through this point, because if this has no mines in that vertical line, that would separate these two from each other. So I need to be here. Furthermore, if this is not a mine, I make a little separation there, and then they're done. So this has to be a mine. Now, is that it? Like, okay, my path could go that way, but if that isn't a mine, I could just go that way. And so that gives me like all sorts of possibilities. This should come down here, but this could also go that way to get to this one. So yeah, there's no information. Okay, there we go. There. And that, and mine count. Alright, let's go back to this and unlock the next variant here. Multiple 6x6. Oh yeah, I see. Okay. Oh wow. 2 of these 3 need to be, but only 1 of these 2 can be, therefore that is, and none of these can be. But I think that's it. Alright, this is just multiple. There's no, yeah, alright. Exactly 1 of these 2 must be, because of the 8 and the 5 now. But mostly because of the 8, the reason why none of these could be was because of the 5. No, okay. So if exactly 1 of these 2 is, then it can't be all 4 blacks, and therefore the white square has to have it, therefore these are dead. This 5, okay. A lot of different possibilities for that, I think. I think this might be it. Yeah, should be. Okay. Now this 3 needs exactly 1 more dark square next to it. Which means, no, it could be that one, so those are fine. Hypothetically, let's say this was a mine. And that couldn't be, and 1 of these 2 would have to be, but exactly 1 of those 2 would have to be. Which would mean that can't be, and that is. Because, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Oh, oops, hold on. Hypothetically, this. Okay. That would mean this isn't. Oh, but because of the 3 here, that would mean that isn't, and that is, which would mean that is, and also that is, and then there, and none of these. I think that's all I would be able to conclude from that assumption. So now if I make the contrary assumption, that will make an argument by cases valid if I get any overlaps in my deductions here. However, there's a bit of a problem, I think, in that, okay, so I can at least conclude that this is not a mine. Because if this was a mine, that would kill all of this, right? But then this 6 would not be able to deal. So for 1, that can't be a mine. Alright. But there can still be other possibilities. I don't see anything I can conclude, obviously, from this assumption here. Like, the only thing it gives me information on is this 6 right now. But the 6 has the option of filling its mines either with that or with both of those. Right? Either of those options. Okay, so I can say that that can't be a mine. Specifically, because if it is, then this 4 would only be allowed to have 1 more next to it. And then that would only allow the 6 to have 1 more next to it. And it would only have 5, which is not enough. So there's that. But I think I need to make a second assumption. So I will make a different color, green this time, and I'm going to assume that's not a mine, which would force both of these to be. Okay? In that case, this would be not allowed to be a mine. And this couldn't be a mine because of the 8 and the 5. And then this 4 would need 1 more, which would be that one. And then the 5, that couldn't be, but one of these two would have to be, but I wouldn't know which one it is. Okay, so, question is, which of these conclusions does not agree with the other hypothetical scenario? This one does not, this one does, this one does not, that one does. That does agree, these do not agree. This could be one or the other, so I don't know. This obviously, okay. Oh no, it was just those, right? I really hope so. Hold on. Yes, okay. No, I want to erase the green. Now I make this contrary assumption. And I get this, which forces that. And this, which takes that out. And this contradicts every agreement that there was. And that means I should not be able to conclude anything else from this. And so, got him. Now, when I assumed this before, right? I got this, and I got that, which takes that out, but then this 3 also takes that out. This 4 is done for. That is wrong. Okay, so now I'm probably going to assume this is a mine. Okay, that is the situation. Now I get all of this, actually. Alright. Now we make the contrary assumption. get information on that, because it has to be one of those two, but I don't know which one. Same with these two. It has to be one of those two, but I don't know which one. But I do get that this is not a mine, that is a mine, and this is not a mine. Everything else is a mismatch, right? Blue with an X, red with an O, red O, red O, blue X, red O, blue X. Okay, the only information I have on these cells is this 5. So I know one of these two has to be it, but I don't know which one it is. And that should be all the information I have on anything. I think I need mind count. I don't know which of these two it is, and I don't know which of those two it is. So I need mind count to proceed further. Or this. Okay, fair. To remaining. Yep. Ultimate clear. I just need one more to unlock the next rule-based variant? Yeah, okay. And there's no way I can do anything else, right? Yeah, okay. Exactly one of these two must be, therefore that cannot be, and therefore 2 of these 3 must be. So safe, mine. One of these is a mine, so that can't be. But that should be it. Okay, I know one of these two is a mine, so neither of these can be, obviously. This, no, this is a weird situation. If this is a mine, neither of these can be, which would force this to be, which means that's out. Don't know which of these two it is. This 6 has plenty of space to work with. Yeah, I think that's it. This 3, only one of those two can be mine here, not mine there. Anything with this 5 that I can do? No, there's a lot of possibilities. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. I need 2 of these dark squares, but only one of these 2 can be, so that. This gives me that information, yes. Should be it. 11! Okay. Literally no clues adjacent to any of those squares. No mind count revealed. Okay, same deal. Same deal. Mind count 0. Got him. We unlocked a new set. Ultimate clear is 2. Liar. So these are like normal clues, but they lie. Meaning the actual number of mines next to them is either 1 more or 1 less than what they say they are. Okay, so this 0, it could be a -1 or a 1. Since -1's not a thing, it means there's 1 mine next to the 0. This 3 can have either 2 or 4. This 3 can also have either 2 or 4. However, if this 3 has... Okay, if this is a mine, right, let's say, then that can't... Okay, never mind. It's not a contradiction. We're going to be fine. This 2 can have either 1 or 3 next to it. If it has 1 next to it, then that puts 1 in these 3 squares for this 3. But this 3 needs either 2 or 4, so this would have to be a mine in order for that to work. And if the 2 had 3 next to it, then this would need a 4th anyway. And so every time, that's a mine. And now, if this isn't 1, then, well, we'd have a problem, because this 3 would need either 1 or 3 more mines next to it.
Are you talking to someone?
I'm So anyway, this 3 would need either 1 or 3 more mines next to it to get to 2 or 4. But those all would have to be around this 3, which has nothing next to it, and that needs either 2 or 4, which is not the same as 1 or 3. And therefore that would be a contradiction if that was not a mine, so this is a mine. The 0 then says that that isn't. This 2, yeah, no, I don't think I can do anything else with that. What? Why? Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Okay, I understand. Okay, wait. Oh, I didn't conclude any... Oh, I did. Okay. Okay, so the reason for that is because of these 3s together. If this was a mine, then there would need to be exactly 1 in here, but this 3 needs 2 or 4 next to it, which 1 is not, and so, like, that can't be a mine. Okay, I'm dumb. Alright. Okay, that means that. Right. So the reasoning here, this 2 could have either 1 or 3 next to it, but there was only 1 space left and it already had 1 mine, so that would make it need to have exactly 1, because there isn't enough space to have 3. So now that that's not a mine, this 3 needs to have 2 or 4 next to it, but there are only 2 spaces, so it has to have 2, and it has to be those 2. This 3 needs either 2 or 4 next to it, so these mines have to be either both mines or neither mines. But if neither of them are mines, then this 3 would not have enough spaces next to it to have enough mines to make 2 or 4. And so this could not be a mine, and those had to be. And I think that's all I have. 0, it has 1 next to it already, those are safe. This 3 needs 2 next to it, safe, there. Mine count, 1 mine, got him. And we have reached past an hour for my video length, and so I'm going to end it here. I've gotten decent amounts of progress, I suppose. This might be a very long series. This game has a lot of content. It's called 14 Minesweeper Variants. That refers to these main 14s here. 7 rules based on mine locations, 7 rules based on clues. But there's like extra stuff, like these, or well, hold on. There's like the combinations where you combine 1 mine rule with 1 clue rule. That's the plus. And then the hashtag where they just mix up all of the clue rules. And so you have a multiple clue here, an eyesight clue here, a multiple clue here, and a wall clue here. Which, you know, you don't know what any of those are. Or, well, you know what multiple is, but okay. But basically it mixes and matches the different clue-based rule systems into a single board. And then there's hashtag plus, which combines the hashtag mode with 1 of the mine-based rules. And then you have the question mark variants, which are like extra little mini variants, mini cross. It's a clue-based rule. Night, the clue, like instead of the adjacent mines being the things that it tells you where they are, it tells you things within a knight's move from them. So like, see those highlighted squares? That means 1 of these 3 is a mine. Like, yeah, okay. And then the, you know, various other ones. They add 4 extra clue-based rules and 4 extra mine-based rules to get a total of 11 of each type, and this nice 11 by 11 grid of combinations of rules for each thing. Okay, so that's like the overall structure of the game. So there's a lot to unlock. Oh, the save data tells you how many clears, then how many perfect clears, and then how many ultimate clears. So I guess there was 1 clear that I did that wasn't perfect in the save 1, and I don't know which one it is, so I can't go back and fix that, but maybe eventually. But yes, I should wrap this up. That's going to be the end of the recording, so see you next time. Over and out.